Greetings and welcome back to the Plant Temple. Today we're going to be taking things out of the greenhouse and placing them on the deck and around my ash tree. Spring has finally arrived here in Zone 9B in Texas, so it is time to transition. We're gonna pull the things out of the greenhouse that have been in there all of winter and put them in their new home for the rest of this growing season. As you can see, I am suited up from head to toe because here in Zone 9B in Texas, when the season comes to change, pollen takes over and literally everything everywhere turns yellow. And it makes it hard to breathe for those of us who have some allergy sensitivities. There's a lot of plants in the greenhouse, so this process will take some time, but this process is transformative and will really make the garden look incredible. I lost a lot of plants around my ash tree this year, and the plants that I left here surprised me because they survived in the frost and in the cold winters of the years prior. So something changed this year, and I'm not completely sure what it is, but I'm hopeful that some of them do come back. I'm going to move all of the dead looking plants from around the ash tree, so I'm working with a clear space. I'm moving all the plants to a place I designate as the Rehabilitation Center / graveyard. There are a lot of plants here this year, and I'm hopeful that they will come back over time, but as I look at them, I'm going to decide whether or not it's worth it to just take the soil inside the planter and recycle it into the compost. The reason I have the graveyard and I wait 2-3 months even after spring is because a lot of plants will conserve their energy and go dormant for a long time. And I've found that I've jumped the gun several times thinking the plant wasn't going to come back because it was already April, but lo and behold, in May, the plant returns. So I try not to jump the gun anymore and really be patient with the plants that have not come back in the beginning of spring. As I was going through the plants, found one that is starting to come back. Having the greenhouse has taught me a lot about what plants like what temperatures, and even though I have a temperature reading inside of the greenhouse, there is a difference between the plants that are on the top level and the plants that are on the bottom level. So although the temperature reads one thing, the amount of light that the plant gets really affects how much humidity the plant is able to hold, which then dictates how much moisture is actually in the soil. That means that a lot of the plants on my top level dried out, and I'm realizing I need to be more conscious about what plants I put high and what plants I put low. I think in this next year, I might even supplement the plants that I place on top with some plant spikes and some consistent moisture from a bottle or two. Some of my plants really thrived in the greenhouse, one of which is the Thai basil. Not every plant thrived, but the Thai basil shows that in the right conditions, you can thrive even if there are harsh conditions just on the other side of the wall. I'm now going to take the parts that have grown out and cut them off and use them as propagation, so I have that much more of this basil at the end of the season. Didn't make it. I might have spoke too soon. They might just need some water. They're definitely stunted by a good bit, but we won't give up on them. Some of the plants were so happy in the greenhouse, they rooted into the ground. Check out this elephant here. The next set of plants are going to make a big difference around the ash tree. They are the bromeliads. Not only do the bromeliads have interesting colors, shape, textures, and layers, but they also are their own ecosystem. They house water inside of the cups, and they will promote a lot of life to come back into the garden and live around the ash tree. Look at how beautiful that is. These two Hoyas were inside of the greenhouse, and they kept growing through the winter season. So much so, in fact, they have now interlocked. I have a choice now. I can separate these two plants, or I can take this as some sign of providence and leave them to grow together through the season. What do you think I'm gonna do? See what it takes to keep them growing together. Now we're gonna take out some silver swords in addition to the bromeliads. This silver sword has grown a lot. Keep from losing this leaf, I'm going to cut this trait. Oopsies. After all that hard work, you can see the ash tree is transformed. The deck is in progress. There are still some plants to take out of the greenhouse. This is a slow and steady process, so everything won't get done in a day. But I can see the transformation beginning to happen already, and it is beautiful. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to check out How to Grow and the other Plant Temple videos, where we talk so much more about the plants that are inside and how I take care of the 233 plants that we live with. My neighbor started mowing. Until the next time, everyone, let's grow together.